whenever y'all get in. Oh shit, it exploded on me. Cool. Anyway, um, so I'm gonna make this very important. I need to do something before we actually get into the reading, but this I just gotta tell you off right now. This reading has nothing to do with anyone and or anything outside of you. This is all about you. And this has nothing to do with someone from the external. If you're picking up anyone from the external, it's because something on the internal is still attached to you from something in the past that you're not paying attention to, and you're pushing responsibility off. I'm gonna have to type this out real quick. Hold on. All right. Well, cool. I can't type. Hold on. All right. Hold on. I'm typing here real quick. How do I pin this though? Because I want to pin this. There we go. Okay, I figured it out. We're good. Okay, anyway, it's very important to watch this from the beginning. This is technically the beginning, so you're fine. But this has everything to do with you. This is nothing to do with anyone outside of you. This is all about you. This is about you and just yourself, your counterpart, knowing yourself, your alter ego, if you want to say, or just who you are fully. As I said this earlier, I'll say it again. If this reading brings up anything from anyone that you feel of in the past, it's because you're still pushing off responsibility that you had on someone else. So please understand that this has nothing to do with anybody else. This reading is about you. No one else. Doesn't matter what your right side of the brain, what your logical side wants to say, no matter what your ego wants to say. This intent coming in, this intent when I got the idea, the intent where I got the download was all about you. No one else but you. Remember that. That might be a big like bubble bust for some people, but the truth hurts and you gotta heal through it. So let's jump into it. Now I have new decks that I'm gonna be using as well. But we're gonna start off with the Kabbalah deck, and we're gonna see what's going on in this. So Spirit, what is the lessons that collective needs to learn? What are the lessons that that collective's learned? We'll start off with the lessons that you've learned. The Star Reverse. You've learned learning humility. With the Star Reverse, it's very much you learned how to detach yourself from who you are, which isn't necessarily a good thing. You might have been more one-sided on yourself because the star came in reverse, and it's like you got really one-sided. Which is, it's all part of the healing process. And honestly, if we're going to be honest and transparent, when you heal, it's like a seesaw. You keep hitting the extremes until it gets lighter and lighter until you're able to like balance it out like gently. And I feel like that's what you've been perfecting, learning how to do, or you've literally just been slapping each side as hard as you can, but you're still making it through. And that's part of this journey. You are on this healing journey. Whether you feel like you're on the extremes or you're like finally getting like an even out area, you're doing fine. So don't allow yourself to overstress and catch yourself when you're leaning too far on one side of anything. This could even be like, again, with yourself, you need to make a decision. You feel like doing this, but you're well, hold on. No, yeah, I did that right. Thank you, Spirit. You feel like you feel like you want to do something, but then your logic kicks in, and then your logic's like, no, do this instead. You need to understand that, and as well as like, allowing your, I don't know how to say that, allowing your thoughts to fuel what you wish. And with the Wheel of Fortune, again, you could be learning the proper way to manifest. The 4 elements. Um, learning that every element has everything inside of it. Um, and thank you for the donation. It means the world to me. Um, but you might be learning how to, um, and I'm doing well as well. I should probably say that as well. Um, but within fire, there's water, there's air, there's earth within it. Within water, there's fire, air, and earth. Within earth, there's air, water, and fire. You know, and with air there's water, fire, and air, and I mean earth. You know what I mean? Like every element and creates every element. That's how you get spirit, is with all those elements combining. And it's either you're starting to learn how to create this balanced emotion of really manifesting what you want in, rather than focusing on what actions to take to manifest something in. It's really, you're depending more on how you feel, or you're needing to start appearing to that as well. With the star being in reverse, it's also like you're trying to learn. You've kind of you feel like you've fallen off something as well. It's like, I don't know, you might have, you feel like you fell off like your path or your wheel or something for some of you. And it could just because of these new beginnings that are happening. And what you're really feeling is the shedding of your old skin. It's just the shedding of who you used to be. All of these things that you've built yourself up on, and then your ego had then latched onto, are now being ripped away from not only your ego, but from you. You are more than your ego. You are more than one person. You are a twin individual. You are two inside of one. You are not just a person. You are two things. You are the duality on the inside that you experience externally. And that's something that you're starting to really grasp on. And I'm liking it. But it just feels rough, like you've fallen, you don't know what to do, like a shooting star, you don't know where you're gonna land, and the impact, you feel like the impact's gonna be hard. But I'm seeing that Father Time and Mother are really nurturing you at this time. Like where you're gonna land is in like water. I feel like you're gonna land straight into water, which is Mother. It's the element of nurturing, of support, of growth. Because you've been in such of a like masculine energy. And I know I keep saying a lot in the readings to balance out your masculine. And it's not the fact that you need to work on it. It's the fact that you need to begin to give in the feminine emotion for yourself. You've been attracting, but it's like you're trying to force yourself to attract. You're like, how do I think about attracting? How do I do this or that? And it's something about your masculine energy needing to like, I'm getting the strength card. Hold on. I need to start using this deck. um I'll pull out the strength card real quick for you all, you know. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Cuz I immediately seen the strength card, which is beautiful. But you really need to allow yourself to nurture yourself. Very, very strong nurturing energy. Um it's just the lion's submissive, right? It's in a very submissive pose. You really need to allow your emotions, your feminine side, your feelings to tell your brain, your logic, things are going to be fine, and that everything is going to be fine. And it's something that you've been working on slowly, and you've been working on it in bits, and you haven't really seen much of an outcome. But what you're not pulling it, but again, that's the masculine energy. It's time. You're focusing on time and when things are going to come in and how fast things are going to come in and all these other things on the physical. But regardless, you're really starting to focus more on who you are and what you want as well. There's a need to really like allow yourself to feel that. And even if you feel like it's not you, that right there proves it is you. For you to deny something immediately would be an ego thing. So you need to watch out for that as well. That's the, and I'm gonna say it as it needs to come out. It's the arrogance in you to feel like you're not. You know what I mean? Because in actuality, in all honesty and full complete transparency, if you were using your feminine and your masculine correctly, and I'm in not even like correct in the way that you feel correct, but correct in a divine sense, you would have everything that you wanted right now. Everything would be 100%, 1,000% perfect. There would be no flaws whatsoever. And there wouldn't be like a, oh, I'm okay, I'm comfortable. It would be, there are no flaws. And that's what we work on trying to master being here on Earth. So that's something you need to work on is like just not even really work on, but actual like understand, really actualize. Because we tend to get comfortable. And when we get comfortable, that's not a bad sign. That's a sign of showing growth, of course. Good. Stay in the comfortability for as long as you need until you're able to, spread out again. But the forces of the universe, the planetary forces, will really start kicking up the energy and the gears and start pushing you forward, to do more of what you want, because you're on the right path, and that comfortability isn't like, again, it's not a bad thing, but it's you, it's your soul, it's your right hemisphere, your left hemisphere connecting together and really being like, you're on the right path. We just keep going. But then you allow yourself to almost stay stagnant because you're not sure how to move forward. You get this feeling to do something next, but you're like, oh, I don't know if I should do that because it doesn't seem right in XYZ. You start overthinking, and then you go back into that old cycle again, which again isn't bad. It's just part of the process. So really what the divine is telling you is you're on the right path, but no one said it was going to be easy. No one said it was going to be easy, but the divine was always going to support you through this. But what this is so interesting with all of these cups, the 5 of cups, the 4 of cups, the 3 of cups, a lot of moon energy, a lot of feminine energy, a lot of need to really refurbish yourself and like I wouldn't say gratify yourself. I don't know why that word wants to come out like that, but the divine almost wants you to really, really, really nurture yourself. And it's one of those things where nurturing yourself includes, oh, I want to do this, and then you have the things to like let's say you want to go on vacation, right? And you have the funds to go on vacation, and then like you already have a place planned out, you already know what you want to do, where you want to go, all those things. The only thing that you're not doing is doing it, right? That's the nurturing that the divine wants you to do. You know, if you like, oh, I want to go out and just buy a new shoe or something just to like nurture yourself, to make yourself almost feel a reward that you're waiting on, is the divine's waiting on you to reward yourself, almost. Which that sounds kind of counterintuitive in a way, but the divine wants you to know that you're receiving these blessings not to gratify the divine, but to gratify yourself. So within gratifying yourself, you start getting in this cycle of, if I can please myself, if I can accept things I can do for myself, then I can trust in the divine for doing things for me as well. Because it's a lack of trust in almost yourself and how to use blessings and how to really delve deep within yourself that's kind of keeping things away with the 5 to the 4 cups and the 3 cups. And that's what it's really given, is like you are being given this opportunity to give yourself a higher, greater understanding of your blessings, of what's coming in for you, but you're sitting there contemplating, because it's not even like you're ignoring it. You see the cup and you're seeing everything else. It's like, I've done this thing, I've done that thing, I've done that thing, all I need is this. And the divine's like, well, I have it for you, you just need to take it. And it's coming to you with the cups being emotions, being the moon. That is your emotions, your subconscious, your feminine side, your intuition. You're getting the ideas of what to do next, which is going to lead to the 3 of cups celebrations, crowded with yourself, being in union. The red, the white, and the gold, the golden child. The red is the blood, the white is the soul. Well, the white is your intuition. The red over white, on anything, is a need to is like you sacrificing your logical for your emotional. And right now, with the white over the red, you're sacrificing your emotional for your logical. And that's something that the divine really wants you to work on. When you are told that you are this being of divine light, and you're here to like experience joy. What you don't realize is you're still almost waiting on joy to come from an external thing, whenever you are the source of that joy that the divine is trying to like lead you towards. I mean, we have death on the bottom of the deck, which is beautiful. It's all about you taking a leap, and this leap might be scary. With death, I am picking up a little bit of the fear, as well as like in the back again, like more moon energy. It's just all about your it's all about your feminine side. Like, you need to take care of yourself, because you're on the right path. You're putting in all the work. You've been putting in all everything you need to do with your masculine energy. Your feminine energy needs that support now, because you've got out of your feminine energy, and that's the whole seesaw thing I was talking about earlier with the star in reverse. You are so split. You're like, I'm doing one thing, so I should get everything I want, and then you get it, and then you're like, well, what do I do now? And it's like, well, now that you have the plans, now that you have the emotion, now you need to put it in the action. Well, I'm scared to put it in the action, so I need more of this emotion. I need to see more. I need to see more before I can do that. But the divine's showing you that you have all you need right now, even if you don't feel like you need have all you need. There's something subconsciously, heavily, that you're not doing. But with death, it's because you're in the process of doing this. You're literally in the process of shedding off these old skin. You're in the process of shedding off these old ways. The death is on top of the horse. This death is the fool. But it was on the horse. He's moving forward. Very, like, he or she, doesn't matter. But the fool is moving forward. You are the fool, and you're like, it's funny because there's the emperor on the floor, or the king on the floor. You know, he's been trampled over. The crown's off. All honor's been lost. You're you're destroying this old version that you've held on so highly and tightly to embark on this new adventure. If you don't know, in the background there, that's the moon. Again, just that's why there's so much moon energy. You're jumping into the unknown, the subconscious, which you already know is going to work out, but you're trying to make it logistical, which is fucking things up a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's not like a bad thing, of course, but it's just like the divine's trying to hear it. You're carrying the world on your shoulders right now. Let loose. You're not supposed to plan out everything, but it's like, it's the feeling of the divine smiling at you. It's the mother and the father just like shaking their head and smiling, but they're not mad. It's like, we knew this was gonna happen. We knew that you were gonna struggle. We're proud of you for being here and going through these struggles to relearn, because we're adolescents on this earth. We're here to learn. But you're trying to prove how big and strong you are by carrying everything and like trying to push forward. And it's like, all you have to do is drop all those sticks. With all these wands, you have all these ideas that you're carrying on to. It's like, when I get here, I'll do this one and that one and that one, and then when I do all those things, I can do this next one. You're setting up so much things. And that's chaos. Chaos is when things fall in order, because when things, you know what I mean, because it's not natural for things to be one after the other, and these ways of getting one thing, doing that, then receiving. That's the way that 3Ds ran. Real natural things is when one thing branches off, and it keeps branching off, and what's that word, called? Fuck, that's not the word. What is that word? What is it called? Fractals. And when it fractalizes, thank you, Spirit, when it fractalizes off and spreads out, that's natural. That's the flow state you're needing to get in, or that you're working towards as well. Regardless, that's what you're seeing this, though. You're knowing this. With the Judgment card, you're getting these signs. The whistle's been blown already to you. You know what you need to do. And with all this water, it's about you diving in with your emotions and really trusting it. And it's scary, because we've been indoctrinated and brainwashed and commanded to not listen to our emotions, because that's a bad thing to do. And, oh, following your heart's of the devil, all those things. And then like on top of that, we're fucking intuitive as hell, and then we're also empaths, and it's just, there's so much energy around, And then the planets, they're shedding their energy down, and your ancestors and past everything's around you, like rooting you on, and you feel all this intense energy. But then the millisecond when you're about to do it, it's like stress, because now you see where all these things are gonna go, and it's like, I don't know what to do. Because now that I have all this energy, you're kind of just overloaded, because you're unable to think of what you want to do. And there, anytime a thought comes up, it runs off the energy that's been stagnant inside of you. Um, and that's something that the divine stars kind of tell you as well. Moving your body, getting exercise, just having fun, and by no means is having a period of rest a bad thing. Take a rest if you need to. Do what you need to do to ease out, because it is a lot of energy. Let me tell you, it's like it's a lot of energy, but it's good, because we're having such a radical shift, a radical transformation. And here's the strength card again. It's all about letting your emotions lead your thoughts. And I forgot what you're called. But it's not the infinity sign. It's like, what the fuck? Hold on. I have to like Google it because I remember what it's called. What the fuck is it called? The lemon skate or whatever. The lemon skate, whatever. It's the ribbon of success, of listening to this divine intuition you're getting. It's a ribbon of gratification. The white, you're listening to your soul, to who you are. You're listening to your intuition. There's a need to really do that at this time, heavily, 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 because you're this beast inside of you, the lion, this passion is almost turning into aggression, because you feel like you know what to do. This animalistic instinct to just attack and run is really overpowering at this time, just in general, because there's so much energy. It's kind of like triggering a fight or flight energy. Like, let's be real. Like, you know what you have to do, but you don't know how to do it. And it's just a very painful, annoying, long ass travel with the Six of Swords. It's just hard. And it's just annoying though, because you're moving forward with the divine, and your inner child is going all, it's like, it's really giving road trip energy. You're the driver, and you're sitting there trying to move forward, and then your inner child is like screaming and punching the back of your seat, going, "Are we there yet? Like, we're so close, I can feel it." And you're like, we're not there yet because I don't see it yet. We're still driving. I haven't seen a sign that says 50 miles out, so I don't know where the fuck we're at just yet. And then the divine, your mother's side, is like, "Hey, we're doing good. We're almost there. Like, don't worry, we have the map." And it's just, you're stuck there, and it's like, I don't know what the hell to do, because here again, you're holding the wand. There's six swords. You're holding a stick, and I'm taking that stick as a wand. Even you have all this inspiration that you're pushing forward with, but you're just not, like, you're seeing how far away it is, because you're looking at from where you're looking at where you're at, rather than how far you've come. And it's like, oh, I have so much more to go. But if you just don't focus on that, make things a bit more fun. And I don't mean like you're not having fun, you know what I mean? But just take it as it resonates. But there's like a little thing, like, have more fun. Let this excitement energy out of you. Um, you like, you're protected. You know that you're living life. It's time to really bust out that shell. And I felt called to do this. It's the moon. What did I say? It's this feminine energy inside of you, your emotions, your subconscious, your non-logical side of yourself that's trying to get you to move forward. When the moon is out, you don't see all the grass, you don't see the street signs. It's dark. But when you look up, you see the stars. You see everything else that's bigger than you, that has been hidden from you because you've been blinded by the sun. The sun being the logical, rational mind, the thing that points out every small detail, like that's blue, and then this is brown, and that's a vase picture. You know what I mean? But you need to focus on the moon, on what's hidden from you. You know where you're going. You have all these stars that are bigger than the planet that you're on, by the way, and you really need to Delve in with that mystery energy. Be engulfed in the sea that the moon is trying to give you. All that nurturing water. The sun pulls water up, the moon moves water forward. It's time to stop looking up for ideas and start to move forward with this energy now. And it's kind of hard to, again, because with the wand, you're needing to, the Six of Swords, you're needing to really put your mind to it. And that's rough because you're planning out all these things that's going to come up, like, oh, this is going to happen, and there's like a pothole in front of me and things of that nature. And those things shouldn't be there because you have something that you keep forgetting about, which is a destiny. You keep forgetting that you have a destiny. You keep forgetting that you are destined for something greater, and that the only thing that can stop anything spiritual is another thing that is spiritual. Nothing on this physical realm can stop you from your own destiny. And that's something that you really need to grasp, is what I'm picking up. And the only thing that's really spiritual and that can control your own spiritual destiny is yourself. It's the story of Cinderella. No matter how many times someone else tried to put Cinderella's shoe on, it didn't fit, you know? Cinderella wasn't to be found, so they were guided to go back and, oh, well, here's Cinderella, so I guess, can you try on the slipper and see if it fits you? Just nonchalantly, and then it did. You have this destiny that no one else can fill in. I don't care who the fuck, like, listen, I understand destiny swapping's a thing, all that stuff, like, sure. Only if you let it, though, you know? Only if you let it. If that shoe does not budge for someone else, it's not gonna budge. If that shoe is for you, it's for you. Your destiny cannot be stolen from anyone, but it can be manipulated by how much you give into, you know? And all, I mean, it's a thing that people struggle with, but that's because we were in the the age of Pisces, of believing. Now we know. At first, you believed you had a destiny. You thought that you were worth more. You had a feeling, it's like I believe I'm better than this, and I always have this strong belief that I'm this and that. This is the new age. This is what the Mayans were talking about in 2012, whenever they ended the calendar. They were thinking of people like us when we move forward with the Mayan, like the age of Aquarius. Now we're going to start knowing things again. We're going to stop assuming everything, and we're going to start knowing what the fuck's up. And this is the time where you really got to go and like really sit down in it and be like, you know what? This is my destiny. Because here's the thing, if they can copycat you all day long, they can do whatever the fuck they want, but you are allowing them to get some sort of success by allowing whatever their actions or whatever actions they choose to do to put you down. And I feel like just mentioning that, I know I said this reading is going to be about you, but I felt the need to mention that heavily because in this age of knowing, in this age of rewiring your brain to know rather than to believe, it's important to make sure your beliefs are for your highest good and not for someone else. You know who's supposed to be in your life. You know what's supposed to be, for you. You know your destiny. So let's keep it that way. We understand that there's higher powers doing whatever the fuck, but there's a divine awakening happening that no one can stop. Because the divine has chosen that they're going to wake up at this time. It was declared. The ancestors knew this shit. It's written in the stars. I don't know how much other proof you need that the divine knows when to wake up. They're waking up now. That means anything that man has created is not going to stop what the divine is going to give to you. That cannot happen. The man did not create divine. Man did not create Jupiter and Saturn and the sun and the stars. The divine did. The divine created those rules and those planets and those spirits so they could alchemize you, alchemize the rulings of you, alchemize this entire planet so that you could learn from not only what energies had been alchemized, but also learn from your internal experiences and experience them on the outside to know what they look like. So you don't have to do that anymore, or so that you know what effect you have from the outside because you're not getting the full picture on the inside. You're looking outside of a house and you have people looking in. And you're looking outside so much that you're not really seeing what's on the inside. And I mean, I'm seeing that people say it's factually incorrect. You can live in that nightmare if you want to. That's your life. You can have your destiny stolen. I'm going to keep it a bean. If you believe something like that can happen, then it will happen to you. May it be done. That's what you're asking for. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying that that's how this world works. If you want to believe it, it's going to happen. We're in the age of knowing. We're out of the age of believing. Start knowing the difference between the two. If you feel like someone can steal your destiny, that means you're not worthy enough to have it in the first place. That's a you thing, not anyone else. Like, let's get real. Take accountability. Like, come on. We gotta get real. We gotta get real. We gotta get real. And the Nine of Cups reverse. Spirit's on me. I'm telling you. Listen, Nine of Cups reverse. Your wishes will be fulfilled whether you want them or not. But with the Nine of Cups reverse, it's like, if you're not using your intuitive mind correctly, it's like, who did you intuit that your destiny's being stolen? You know what I mean? And if you did, how did you switch your destiny? It's your destiny. It's given to you by the divine. Whatever you have is given by the divine. Only you have the free will to give that up, and that free will can be given up by your masculine side, your logical brain. So again, you need to control your thoughts, your masculine side, your logical brain, because your logic works off of a two-base system of thinking and then action, rather than rather than thought, then feeling, then action, then creation. You're literally just going, oh, it's gonna happen, and then it happens. That's why things aren't working out. You're imbalanced. You're using all your masculine and none of your feminine. So that's the whole balancing. The things that happen to you aren't to destroy you, but to show you that you're not ready yet, because there's an imbalance in yourself that's preventing you from being in the correct energies to be able to do those things, which people of higher power know that, which is why they tell you certain things, tell you certain words, put you under certain spells, to keep you from understanding, from knowing, from being open-minded enough to understand the duality of this world. Catch what I'm saying? The only reason these things happen to you is because you are agreeing and subscribing to those people who have just as much power as you, but you're allowing them to have more power than you. Welcome to the age of Aquarius, where we start to know things and stop believing everything. Those things are real. Not saying they're not real. They are real. But if you give power to them, that's the only way they can affect you. I've said it on this channel, I don't know how many times, but we gotta get a little bit deeper than it now. When I say black magic is a codependent thing, that's what I mean. You have to give into it. You have to not only believe it, subscribe to it, fear it, give it energy for it to be a thing. Like, I'm just being honest. It's how it is. And I'm not trying to be mean, but subconsciously you have agreed to believing that that's what's going to happen. And again, it's a thing. It's real. And I'm not saying that it's fake. But again, if that's what you believe is happening in the age of knowing, that belief becomes knowing. That belief becomes something that you are then subscribing to, which is why things aren't working out. So it's really this whole time, especially with Chiron being in retrograde, that doesn't happen that often, you know? It's because, look, and I even have like constellation and star cards that we're going to dig into here soon, because I wanted to talk about it really heavily. Look at the planets that are in retrograde. Look at all the planets that are in retrograde right now. Look at them all. Look at what they mean. Look at what they govern. Fuck, even look at the chakras that they govern as well. You know what I mean? Look at their frequency, like their colors, everything. We're turning into Lionsgate. What's Lionsgate? The Golden Gate. It's summer solstice energy. They all connect. This is where you're creating your new life. This is literally the bridge, the breaking point before your next 6 months happen. You need to get into this gear of really delving into what you want to believe. This is where you get to rewire your brain. You get to heal these past traumas. You get to have a greater, higher understanding of everything. But it's all a thing. And it's like it's kind of scary to hear. Not really scary. It's road shaking a little bit to hear that a lot of the attacks that people are under are because of an unawareness, but that is the whole plan. That's the plan of getting power, you know what I mean? Keeping you unaware makes them stronger than you, knowledge is power. Which is why they don't really tell you all these secret things, and they have all these like cults and covens that are like hush hush, because if everyone had that power, then they would be useless and there'd be no power, like, you know what I mean? But just really understand that you have a lot more control than you think, and that's something I've always said. Like, again, here it is, the Emperor. Who follows the Emperor? The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, very fruitful energy. You have a lot more authority, and again, it's just something about your third eye, the way you perceive things. I'm telling you right now, I cannot like be any more honest with you all on this. I've been doing a lot of new studies, and I'm going to talk about a little bit here too real quick. I'm going to be taking lessons from a very, very highly regarded tarot reader, one of the top in the world, to help me understand tarot in a different way, because I know that I want to really help you all out. I want to give the most accurate readings that I am mentally, intuitively, and physically possible of doing. And I've been doing a lot of studying, which is why I bought the Radiant Rider. Oh wow, I threw all the cards, but that's why I bought this deck as well, to help me understand more. It's because I just really want to like help you all, and I want to even help myself, because even while doing these readings, it helps me just to give them. But that's like this whole break. That's this whole thing that I've been kind of doing, changing up, is wanting to give these more in depth, more not really digestible, but more informational readings. Because yes, the situations that people go through are important, and I'm not cutting those out, but I'm wanting to blend them together almost, and I really want to focus on you, on the personal first, rather, because we know about the external. We know the external like the back of our hands by now. There are so many other readers that also talk about situations. It's like we got to focus on the self now. We already know what's going on the outside, so what's going on the inside? Because all tarot is really trying to do is tell you what is being reflected to you on the outside. So that's, that's why this reading, if it has a different energy, that's just why I'm using a whole new understanding of the cards, to just guide, and it feels a lot better for me to even talk about it too. It's a lot smoother. I feel a little bit better talking about it. There's not as many like pauses and breaks, because I'm actually reading the cards in a whole new way. It's beautiful. But is that a snail? I never know that. Huh. Yeah, you put in a lot of hard, slow work though. But it's all about your third eye, perceiving your power, understanding your power. And also with the bird, like in the grapes, knowing your fertility, knowing how almost addicting you are, or knowing your addictions, knowing how you've aged, and not aged on a physical sense, but aged in a sense of spirit. You don't grow, your body doesn't grow, it's your spirit that grows, it's the maturity, you know but you've put in a lot of hard work, and it's like it's time to dive into that, letting yeah, because you've just put in so many plans, and I'm getting something about like your Your logical is is like being sacrificed for your personal rather than your intuitive. I'm taking the gold as like a personal for some reason. I've never seen that, but it's like you're really it's like it's time to sacrifice your mental for your personal. You already know who you are, but it's time to really delve into it. And with the world, that's what the mother wants you to do. That's the cycle completion. And again, fire to water. This is a phoenix, by the way. That's not an eagle, it's a phoenix. And phoenixes are water. I I don't remember. I don't know the full exact reason why, but I've done a few research. Phoenixes are water. Surprisingly, you think it'd be fire, but it's not. But it's fire, fire with the lion, to water, to air, to earth. Okay, and that's what you're. That's the elements. Um, but that's what you're doing. You're in this. You're in this season of really balancing out your elements, becoming one with the ether, the mother ether. You know. Um, but it's beautiful because you're really coming into this union with yourself, with what really makes you up, and what makes you up isn't logic and isn't it's not human. It can't be described by any sort of like human way of being. You are spirit, simply put. You are born in spirit, but then birthed to earth, BERTH. And that's something that you really need to start focusing on more, or that you are focusing on regardless. Take it as it resonates. And understanding who you are, empowering yourself with the fact that the divine has made you in perfection for a destiny that you have, that you are not only that you have, because we all have destination. We all have, yes, we all have a destination, but we all have destiny. But it's also, you are aware. You feel the destiny that you have. You feel them. You feel it. You see where you could go. You have a feeling of what you should do. You know it's there. You might not be on um sorry. I read that comment, my brain shut off. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I got to be honest. You should read the Bible if you say that. I'm sorry. That's weird. I'm just okay. Anyway, what stars, what constellations, what signs, what could we look for? What's the time period for this spirit? But anyway, we all have destiny. It's all written in the stars. You want to pop out? Okay. So we have. Okay, that's so interesting. So we have Crux, or Crux, the constellation, which is also the cross, um, the matching of masculine and feminine energies. I haven't done much research on the constellation Crux before, but then we have Scorpio. This could be about Scorpio season. Regardless, Scorpio is about transformation, about rebirth, about endings becoming beginnings. October 23rd to November 21st. Birthday. That could be a significant date for you, past, present, future. Regardless, there's just an energy of a rebirth happening. I feel like it's like a purified. I'm getting like purified and blessed type of rebirth. Like you're being born again, but within Christ, a Christ consciousness awakening, or just a divine awakening. Sculpture, yeah. God dang, I love these cards. I've never seen these cards in my life before, and then I just randomly bought them. These are beautiful. But we have Sculpture and Pavo. Again, these are the constellations. I don't know much about constellations, but I felt like getting them because I just intuitive. Just kind of just thought, fuck it, why not? Intuition told me to, and I see why now. But these constellations could be of use to you. I'm definitely gonna be studying these constellations for sure. But I'm getting just like you're being created, you're being molded into your beauty, because that's a peacock, and peacocks are all that elegance, are about beauty. It's all about um elegance. Peacocks are one of the most beautiful animals. They look like, just the color palettes on them and everything, they're mesmerizing. You're about to be made into something to actually stare at. I'm gonna say it like that because that's how it's coming. It's like everyone's looking at you. Everyone's like, and it's not like they're wait. They're like, it's like I don't know. Maybe they are, because some people might be. It's like a mix. Some people are waiting on you to do something because they're smug, and then there's other people waiting on you to like open your feathers. It's like the difference between the person seeing what a peacock for the first time and then someone who's like a peacock enthusiast. You know what I mean? There's one that's waiting to see the peacock's beauty sprout out and for them to shake the feathers, and then there's other people waiting. It's like, oh, that's a stupid bird. Why isn't this stupid bird doing anything? But you're about to be blossoming into something new. Like this is a divine like grace that's about to be given to you. Like a very big divine grace. And it feels like I don't know. I even almost want to say saved, but I don't know what saved means. And then we have Phoenix on the bottom. If that's just not, that's just more confirmation for that, for just rebirth energy. Like it's something about like you, and really you're gonna be given like this. That's like the Six of Cups, I believe, right? Six of Cups, and the diamonds would be swords or something or whatever. I don't know how to read like cards, but it is like you are going to be going through this rebirth. You have gone through this rebirth. It's time to shake off the ashes. And I'm getting the Fool for some reason in my head. Like you're back on this new journey. You're about to walk off the ledge again, but the divine's gonna catch you. The divine's gonna carry you. Um, can I get two more, Spirit? Okay. This could Capricorn season as well. And then Delphins. Or, you know, dolphins as well. Just intelligence. It's like your heart, it's like you just know what to do. There's something about you just getting the downloads to do what you have to do. And it's really like they're intuitive downloads. There's something that's really gonna mesh with your emotions. It's about your feminine side. You need to really pay attention to your intuition. Heavily just walk with your intuition. If you feel like doing something, do it. And if doing it means looking at it first, like just do it. Like I don't know. I feel like the divine's just pushing you to do something. Like I'm not even. Yeah, what the fuck does a giraffe mean? I don't know what giraffes mean. And there's the constellation. I don't know what this constellation is. I don't know what giraffes mean. I'm gonna look that up right now, actually, because I'm kind of curious. I have no idea. Oh, foresight. Cool. Mmm. Right, because yeah, long necks. That makes so much sense. Okay, yeah, like looking beyond, getting a higher sense of again, like this. It's all about intuition. I can't make it up. With the giraffe, is seeing above the average picture, seeing higher, seeing not necessarily from a bird's eye view, but seeing from a point of view that's able to nurture you, because it's like, oh, this bird's eye view has almost scared you a little bit, and the divine's kind of lowering you back down a little bit to see things not as such as of a big picture. Yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles coming out, it's something about you really like. It's the divine. It's like they're plotting something out for you. They really gonna like. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful energy, because it's like you've. It's I don't know. That's weird. This also could do with astral travel. You might have astrally traveled to like a new destination or a new home that you're about to be in, and it's the divine's way of showing you this is where you're about to go. Like the divine's trying to show you your new place before you even get there. But they're doing it in like weird astral ways, or they're making certain locations pop up all the time, or you just have a hankering to go visit a place. It's like the divine's showing you your next destination, so just be very like careful. Yeah, with the Six of Wands, I'm telling you, they're showing you your next destination straight up, with the High Priestess on the bottom too. They're illuminating to where you're going to be next, straight up. In the astrals and the dream states, by whatever synchronicities, this could even be you having a thought, oh, I would like to go there, and then you seeing 444. I don't know why I'm getting 444 888 777 as well, but like it's something about the angel numbers that you're getting, or you're looking at the time and you're like, oh, is that an angel number? Look those up. Like if you look at the time and it like sticks with you, look that up, because that's the divine trying to show you something. You are receiving signs heavily at this time, and it's you might not even be noticing them because it's like you're so used to seeing signs. But they're this is the time where they're showing you what's about to happen. We are days away from Lionsgate. We are in the Lionsgate energy. Saturn's already in retrograde. We're waiting on Mercury to come into play. Like Mercury's technically in the pre-shadow still of being in play. So we're technically in Mercury retrograde. Things are coming back already, that you and I've even experienced it. I've had people that have been gone this whole like year, and now they're starting to message me again, and it's like, where have you been? Like, I don't really want to talk to you no more. Like, not even trying to be mean, but it's like, damn, like I kind of outgrew y'all, so I don't know where I stand anymore. Pay attention to those. The divine's trying to show you. If you get a sense of agitation when someone messages you, that's not you being mean. That's yourself telling you that from that distance that you had from someone, you don't really care if they message you anymore, if they're in your life. You've got to cut them out. You got to pay attention to these signs, your intuition, your feelings. Stop letting your masculine side, your logical reason control this, because that's the part of you that has free will. The part that gets to decide yes and no, your masculine side, your logical, that's where your free will lives. Is your free will always for the best intent for you? No. Sometimes your masculine side will betray you to manipulate and trick your feminine side into thinking that's what you want. It's like doing something that you want to do, but you don't feel like doing it. Your energy's not ready to do it. That's because your masculine, your thoughts are trying to manipulate your emotions into making you feel like you need to do that. Be careful. That's another thing that we're working on. And that's projected out because everyone does that. That's projected out why there's so many abusive relationships where one person has all the power and someone else doesn't. It's all of these things that are going to start being more prevalent and present in reality. And even because it's like you this deeper sense, I'm just seeing like I don't know why I'm seeing it like this, but you know that episode of SpongeBob where Plankton is controlling his brain and he rolls his eyes in the back of his head to see Plankton fucking move with him and shit. It's like that's what you're doing right now. You're turning your eyes back to yourself and you're like, who the fuck are you? What are you doing? Like, get out of my head, go. And you're taking control over yourself again because you're seeing how thoughts, these things, these people that once were with you weren't necessarily for you, and you're like, why the fuck was I even hanging out with them if I didn't even like them? Why am I even doing this if I don't even like doing it? Why am I lying to myself? I'm giving myself a fake sense of love. And it's like you need to like that's something that you might be doing right now, or you're like trying to start doing, but regardless, this is what's coming up. This retrograde, especially because Chiron's in retrograde, is really gonna make you think like that. It's really gonna show you just how manipulated you are, not because of other people, but because of yourself. And it's not even something to get mad at. It's kind of funny, because even I realize things of that nature too, and I kind of sit back, and it's for a minute I'm like, damn, that's annoying, but then after a minute I'm like, no, I did that to myself. Like, why did I do that? Like, what's going on up here? Like, are you okay? Why are you two not getting along together? I'm in the middle of both of you. It's the angel and the devil on the shoulder, and I'm like in the middle, and one of them's telling me to do one thing, and then the angel just goes, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? It's like, okay, well, I guess since you said why not, I'll do it, but now I'm in trouble because I did it. That whole situation. But it's actualizing these things, and realizing that life is just one little funny joke, and not in the sense of like going through something bad. Feel your emotions always, but realizing that you kind of trick yourself into doing these things and realizing those patterns and stopping them. And for the ones that are already at the point where you can laugh at yourself for making these like mistakes and mess ups, you're a lot closer to where you are wanting to be than you know. You are so close to where you're supposed to be. And I don't mean supposed to be permanently. I mean where you're supposed to be in this next coming chapter, because you don't need. It would be more beneficial to you and your intuition and your feminine side to be in this awareness, to be in this comfortability in this new cycle, so that you're able to laugh off certain things that are going to be coming back. Because retrogrades don't always bring back the same person, they bring back the same energies. And if they're not being brought back to you, they're going to be brought back as a projection. And you just got to know how to laugh those things off. Um, you know? So just, that's what I'm just hearing is enjoy the ride. Just enjoy the ride. Because this ride's going to be different. Um, a lot different. And it doesn't take like hours of meditation. It really just takes a second to really sit and feel, not to think, but to feel. With the Two of Swords, but that is the split that you're at. The Two of Swords, not knowing, defending yourself because you're so caught up in thought that it's controlling your emotions, being so caught up that you're not sure what to do, surrounded by a sea of emotions that you stop yourself from being who you want to be because of your thoughts. Um, and I recently had to do it too with the last video that I posted. I was kind of thinking about posting that and just talking about like doing a switch up for the channel, but then like, oh, I don't know if I should because XYZ. But it's like at the end of the day, I'm not helping anyone if I'm not helping myself. And that's something I've always known, but again, easier said than done. Easier said than done, always. Doesn't matter who you are. We're here to learn. We're adolescents. We're children. We're babies. You know, we need to learn. We are the divine's children. It takes a minute. Even teachers have to go back to school, you know? So give yourself that grace. You're holding yourself up on a pedestal that you don't even need to be on. The divine's the one holding you, not yourself. Remember that. Um, but that's what I'm getting. Heavily. Just I don't even I want to say protect yourself, but then again, from what? From the devil, from your addictions, from what you've bound yourself to, protecting yourself from yourself, you know? Allowing yourself to feel your emotions without having action behind it. Which is it shouldn't be as hard as it is to defend yourself and allow yourself to feel emotions and not allow the need for your ego or for your masculine side to kick in and do something that you would regret out of a feeling that that thought then creates. It's a whole thing, but that's the human cycle that we're trying to break. Um, and it's something I really want to talk more about because it's all like it's just how the world is. And if one person can just sit and understand it, everything can change just like that. That's how the collective conscious works. We're all connected. And if one of us can just do this, and I don't mean like do it one, I mean like do this. It takes lifetimes of reincarnations for this stuff to happen, which is why the age of Aquarius is so incredible, because now we don't get to just think things, we get to start knowing. This is the evolution, this is the rapture, the whatever you want to call it. This is the age where things are going to change. Um and I think that as being someone with a platform who reads cards, who has an audience of any kind, doesn't even need to be somebody who reads cards, but a healer, we need to start talking about this more. There's always a time to talk about what's going on externally, inventing, um, and allowing the mind to be eased at that you're okay, and that even though these people are doing things, they're being stopped. But there's also a time to where you really need to focus on yourself as well, because focusing on the outside doesn't stop the outside from happening. Just because I look at the cars that are driving by outside, I can't just stare at them and then make them poof away. I wish, but you can't. So you just got to keep doing what you're doing, and then it goes away. And I just feel like it's like our responsibility, especially in the new age, to really get this down and to really like understand that tarot in itself, and not even just tarot but healing, has been so focused on external factors that it's kind of leading to side effects of like depression and like bipolar and feeling like you're wrong and all these like things that aren't who you are, but the projections that you feel when thinking and being in that energy. And you know what I mean? But I know I'm making sense. I do. I do. I just always feel like I always just say, you know what I mean? It's like a catchphrase or something. But I just feel like that's very important at this time. Um, and I really do hope to see more people talk about it, because it's one of those things where like like even when I first like started watching videos, everyone was talking about this situation, and it's a big situation. It's huge. It's a fucked up situation to be in, and it's a situation that the divine is telling us is under control. The divine is tearing it down. We're doing our prayers for it, which is beautiful. We're doing our protection rituals, wishing people well, doing all we can with our positive energy, but then we're taking our energy and then focusing it on that situation or that event, that not all of us need to focus on. Some of us were told to take off of our battle armor and relax, and I feel like this relaxing energy is to really talk about these energies, talk about yourself, talk about the battle that's within you, because the battle within you needs to be subsided as well. And it's, because that's the one thing you can control. And once you control the battle within you, everything else is gone. Um, but that's how these readings are going to go for a while. I really feel that, because I don't just want, but I feel like a really big calling for it too. Just the way things have been aligning up recently. Um, all the signs I've been getting. I even like my ear, like I almost ripped my earring out a few days ago, and it's on my left side. And my earring's an onk, so everything there, I kind of sat back and was like, why the fuck did that almost happen? Like I was cleaning out my ear and I almost ripped my whole. It was awful. It was bleeding a little bit. It's fine, but it scared me. And then I had like swimmer's ears somehow, or like an ear infection in my left ear, and it was because I was ignoring a calling from the divine. And it clicked on me one day. I was like, I'm on the wrong path. Not on the wrong path, but I'm walking down the same path when I should be taking a curve. So pay attention to your body, especially the left side. The left side of your body is the spiritual, the right side is the physical. If you start feeling sensations on your left side, spiritual needs you. You start feeling sensations on your right side, physical needs you. All right? And the physical doesn't mean external, the physical means internal. What do you need to do on the physical? What do you need to do on the spiritual? You know what I mean? So pay attention to those. I ignored it. I usually don't ignore those signs, but it's something that you feel like, again, it's the masculine brain. It's like, oh, I think I'm doing this right. And you're not doing it right because the divine wants you to move on already. And it's like that feeling of that anxiety energy that, oh, what am I doing wrong? I feel stuck and stagnant. It's because you're not listening to your body. This little not even meat, this dust and bone and dirt vessel that we're in, this carbon based thing, is a tuning fork for the divine. Just as all the planets are made up of dust and atoms and whatever the fuck, we're the same thing of them. And the planets have their own frequency, so do we. They interact with things around us, so do we. They send signals, we send signals. So pay attention to your body and pay attention to what side of the body. The body parts, your feet, your legs, or the root chakra, your back, your arms and shit, or your heart chakra, pay attention to where your sensations are coming from, because the divine is really reaching out to us and talking to us more than ever, because we know that the divine is a thing. We understand, we understand what the divine is. And now it's our job to pay attention to these signs that we've been asking to receive. Um, but yeah, that's what I felt. That's the message I feel. I'm not really feeling anything else. I'm loving these new decks. I hope you guys are too. But that's the message. Not really feeling angel cards for this one. We might bring them back. I'm not really sure if we need them for this next era of reading. I might bring them back for fun. You never know. It depends. We'll listen to the divine on that part. But that's the reading. Thank you all so much for everything. I'm still on a tiny break. It's like going to be a 1 to 2 more day break before I'm back on personals. So thank you all who have personals for the patience. I very much appreciate it. Again, if you're needing like an emergency, like you're wanting to do like a moon cycle thing, or it's an event that's coming up, you can request one. I can't do too long of ones because I'm still going through a lot of energetic shifts. I've been sleeping and on and off all day for like the past 2 days. I've been crashing. This energy shifts are crazy, and the whole just like timeline movements and everything. But regardless, thank you all for all the support. If you're wanting to just book a reading for future, you can go ahead and do that as well. That means no harm. Books, Reiki, anything else, any questions, I got you all for those too. Just email me. I'll respond as soon as I can. Regardless. Okay, that's funny. Regardless, yeah, regardless, guard less. Don't guard anymore. Stop guarding yourself from things that are happening over and over again. Just let them happen and understand them differently. I don't know. Thank you. That's interesting. I've never had that. Anyway, listen to the divine more seriously. But regardless, I love you all so much. To the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I